Thought it was a good win for our guys within this process. Just trying to get better as a group against a very quality opponent. Thought our guys, I was more impressed, well, like I tell them, I was more impressed with defense. I thought we got to a point where we really dug in on the defensive end of the floor, and then the dessert of it is being able to shoot the ball the way we shot it. But I'm always excited about that. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm always talking to our guys about defense. But good win, excited, told the guys to enjoy it, and then move on with the process. And at the same time, get ready to cheer on football here later on in a little bit. So, thank you.
15 threes for you guys today. Did you think that you guys could have some success shooting from outside against this team?
Yes, in a sense of the way they play, in a sense a pack line defense, wanted to keep everything out of the paint. Thought it was going to be a great opportunity to at least get the shots up. And my thing to our guys is always, if you're opening on balance, then I feel good about it. And whether they're going in or not, I care more about was it a good or a bad shot. So this was one of those games where we felt like spacing was going to be critical, and at the same time trying to get to the paint but not through the paint, getting there, getting under control, drawing 2 or 3 guys, and then kicking it back out to the perimeter for looks.
Alan, how's Lieberman doing? You seem to be on him quite a bit this year at different times, and you know you yanked him. I don't think he got back into the game after you yanked him, unless maybe at the tail end he did. But you kind of in your doghouse right now. What is his problem?
No, I wouldn't say he's in my doghouse. I mean, it's just a level of expectation, but that's for each and every kid on the team. You know, everybody has in a sense, role to play. And actually, to be honest with you, I thought he had a terrific first half. I just thought we were a little careless, and it was something that we addressed at halftime. And I thought we came out and was still a little careless. And yes, I yanked him real quick. But the best part about this group is, you know, it was an opportunity for Cody Kelley to get on the floor, and I thought he played a terrific second half. So it wasn't really anything he didn't do. I just thought Cody, took advantage of an opportunity and steadied the ship.
Would you want to see more consistency out of Jeremy?
Again, I wouldn't necessarily say consistency. Like I said, I thought he had a terrific first half, and I think it's a nice 1-2 punch with him and Cody Kelley, and then the caveat of being able to play Justin James at that point guard spot at times. So I wouldn't say he's in a doghouse or I'm not happy or unhappy with his play. I just think we have a deep enough bench to where I have to get a feel for what's working well, and I just thought Cody was working well in the second half.
Can you talk about Hayden Dalton's effectiveness on both sides of the court tonight?
Well, again, I mean, I think when you look at Hayden, Dalton, and Al Herndon, especially when both of them are playing together, they just bring a different dynamic to the game, especially with their skill set and ability to shoot the basketball. And at the same time, even though they're thin kids, you know, they're scrappy in the sense of guarding sometimes guys that are 20, 30 pounds heavier than them and still being effective. But I thought Hayden played a really good game tonight. And he's actually been playing well all year. The only difference is the shots wasn't going in, and they went in tonight. But, you know, like I said, I've never addressed guys missing shots. I address whether they were good or bad. That's it.
You guys had built up a double-digit lead in the first half, and then they switched to a zone, and you guys started turning the ball over. And when they took the lead, and you guys ended up going tied at halftime. You know, what kind of did those two things do to you guys? The zone and the turnovers. How much was one and caused the other?
Well, I thought. I mean, like, to be honest with you, I actually get excited if a team wants to play zone. What I thought happened to our guys was I thought we got passive when the zone was thrown at us, and you know they were getting in passing lanes, and we were more concerned about making a pass rather than being assertive in a sense of being ready to shoot the basketball, attacking the gaps, or showing your shot fake or showing a pass fake. and yet we were just trying to play around the perimeter versus still having that attack mentality, getting into the paint, letting them collapse, and then finding guys. And I thought as they stayed in it, and even more so in the second half, it was a better feel on our part. We got the ball moving, and then we made some open shots, and then, eventually they had to come out of it.
Did you guys get back to that in the second half? Is that what kind of allowed you to put this game away?
Again, I think what allowed was just our commitment on the defensive end of the floor. Shots was going in. I thought, Jason was Jason tonight, to be honest with you. He struggled a little bit shooting the basketball, but to go 6 for 7 was a pretty good thing as well. But when we're moving the basketball and we're playing assertive, very assertive, and then unselfish, again, like I told them after the game, if we defend like we are capable of defending and we're making shots, I just think we're a tough team to play against.
Is it fair to say that this team is still in the early portion of the season developing an identity, and you as a coach and your staff are still learning about this team a bit in terms of their strengths, their weaknesses, their limitations, and all that?
Yes, I'll say that because even getting ready for this game, that was one of the things I hit our guys with, playing to the identity that we are creating. It's not all the way there yet, but we're still in that process of creating it. And, being with what was going on with football later on, and it being a really good weekend, getting Northern Iowa in, and probably having a few more fans in the stands, I was more concerned about us being consumed with what we're trying to create rather than, like most kids, more people, more fans, team, you try to go from being we to I. So it was something we addressed early on, but I still think we're in that process of creating that identity. Not that we don't have a clue of what it is, we understand what it is, but it's still it takes work to get there.
Sure.
Yep.
Coach, on a broader spectrum, could you just talk about the electricity on campus in Laramie this week for this basketball game, this conference championship, this whole weekend? It seems like this city, this state has been buzzing. Could you just talk about that?
Well, I've been excited for a while, and like I told our guys, what football is doing is it's a really good thing, and I'm excited for Coach Boyle and his staff and those guys. And I think they set the tone for, our program, to be honest with you, understanding that they were picked to finish last or at the bottom and to get to the conference title game and win a share of it. I just think that's a great deal. And what it teaches you at the end of the day is, at the end of the day, you still got to lace them up and play. And, that's kind of the mindset I've hit our guys with. A lot of people don't believe right now. And that doesn't really concern me. I'm more concerned about us lacing it up, going out there and playing as hard as we can, defending, and being unselfish on the offensive end of the floor. But I think this is just a special time to be a Wyoming fan. Women's basketball playing yesterday against Southern Utah and got a game tomorrow, and then having Northern Iowa, a nationally known opponent here in town. But like I said, the dessert. I told the guys, enjoy yourself, man. These things, when you talk about playing for championships, that's not like an everyday thing, So to me, you have to cherish these moments, whether you're in it as a player or even if you're a spectator. So, I told our guys, shower up, do your media, and let's go support football. Yep.
Earlier, you talked about how you liked the things that Cody Kelley did in the extended role he had today. What things in particular did he do?
I just thought he steadied the ship, got us in the offense, thought he played with a level of toughness, made some open shots, some timely shots, thought he defended well, and to be honest with you, I just thought the unit that was out there, everything was just going right, and I didn't want to, in a sense, mess with it. And the only time I kind of tweaked with it was probably fatigue. When guys needed a sub, took Herndon out and put JJ or Alex in. So I kept it to the point where at least I tried to keep him fresh. But I just thought he dug in and just steadied the ship. And again, my thing at the end of the day is, I coach off of feel, what I think is working, rather than, JJ has been playing his tail off, but, it wasn't one of those nights for him. So, I had to make that decision that, he didn't play 29 minutes. But, again, that's the luxury of having a balanced group, I guess, at the end of the day.
An obvious question, what was clicking from behind the arc tonight?
We just did a good job of finding each other. Their defense kind of set up to take away those drives to the basket. They're, really stepping up and helping. So I think we did a good job getting in the lane and, finding the open guy. And, we just knocked down shots tonight.
Yeah, I feel the same way. The big thing with our team is we're an extra pass basketball club. We don't try to take the bad shot. We try to drive and kick to the next guy, and if someone takes him away, we're going to kick to the next guy. So I think the shots were falling because they were wide open shots. They were wide open looks because people were making one extra pass, and the shooters had their feet set and were ready to shoot. So I think that was a big contributor for tonight.
Northern Iowa switched to a zone about halfway through the first half, and it does seem to me that's kind of when they started chipping away at the lead a little bit. In what ways did that zone impact you guys and what you were trying to do?
I think we lost our aggressiveness a little bit. Started playing a little bit more passive, not getting in the gaps and finding open guys, and it kind of translated to the defensive end. We didn't have the same energy. But I think, it seemed like, we got better and we figured it out, and then we got the energy back, and I felt like we really got stops when we needed to, especially in the second half.
When you guys got down early in that second half, was there a certain spot where you felt like there was a spark, someone hit a shot that really sparked you guys to kind of this win in the second half?
I remember HD hit a corner three. They were in their zone, like he just said. The zone was kind of slowing us up a little bit, but finally, we kind of got it rolling a little bit, and HD hit a three in the corner, and I think that was a big turnaround because that was when they quit going zone, and they knew they kind of had to man us up and guard us from the perimeter.
Yeah, and there was one timeout too where a couple of the assistant coaches kind of came in and fired us up a little bit, and I think we all realized, we looked at the score and we had a couple times where we didn't get a stop, and we all kind of realized, all right, let's start playing how we need to play, and I think we went back to our identity and how we needed to play, and then that helped us out a lot. So
was it frustrating in the first half to be hitting those shots and seem like you were playing well, but turning the ball over and kind of letting Northern Iowa stay around?
Yeah, definitely. I think going into the locker room at half, we were all saying we're tied, but we could be up, because we were just killing ourselves with those turnovers. And so it just kind of killed our offense and our flow to the game, I would say. So.
Yeah, but I think that's what's special about our team is even though in the first half we had those turnovers, we had those setbacks, right when we got into the locker room coming out for the second half, we knew what we had to do. We knew if we could just take care of the ball and defend, the scoring's going to come and we could win the game. So it was a quick turnaround for us.
You just said identity. I was wondering, how do you guys see it? What's your view of your identity? So getting back to your identity.
We definitely see it as, it always starts on the defensive end. We feel like our defense, our stops, our defensive rebounds lead to our offense. So it all starts with us getting stops, and we talk about getting kills, which means we get 3 stops in a row, and that's a big thing for us because we feel like we get 3 stops in a row, then we can really make a run on the offensive end, and that's a big thing for us this year.
Yeah. And building off that, our identity is on defense, obviously, but our scrappiness, our energy, from everybody on the team. We got guys on the bench that are motivating us to get in there, be more scrappy, be more physical with teams, and that's what throws other teams off their offensive rhythm. So I think that's part of our identity as well.
Watching you guys pass the ball this year, it's refreshing to see, kind of opposed to last year. Do you guys feel the same way? Is it nice to just be able to just find the open man, pass until you find that guy?
Yeah, I would say that it's just it makes it so much more fun. The game's so much more fun when we do that, and kind of when it's bouncing around, then I think it's more in the flow of our offense. So then we just have our feet are set, and it's more confidence instead of taking a one-on-one shot or something. So when it's just hopping around, and it just makes the game so much more fun.
Latter part of the second half, you guys went on, I think it was a 12-0 run. Allowed you guys not only take the lead, but really just kind of put some breathing room between you and them. What keyed that run?
I think on the defensive end, honestly, keyed the run. A stat that one of our coaches brought to us just a minute ago was we allowed, I think, 2 field goal attempts in the past 16 possessions.
Two made field goals in the last 16 of their possessions.
Yeah, so I mean that really helped us out because once we got those stops, we could get up the floor and run. And then when we can get up and run, we're a lot better basketball club by just playing in transition, and we got open looks. So.
Did you guys ever laugh at the PA announcement in the beginning? He talks about everybody getting dizzy, the visiting teams, with the altitude, the dizziness, the altitude sickness. Did you ever chuckle about that?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but I feel like that's something we really do use to our advantage. I feel like we're probably, I feel like we're in better shape than any team that comes in here. So, and when we go places to play, so I think that's something that actually really helps us.
Yeah, we laugh about it now when we're in shape, but when we come back for the summer,
Yeah.
it's a little difficult.
Yeah.
So.
We're not laughing there.
Cody, for you guys across the board, considering your journey to this point, how satisfying is a game like this one?
It's real satisfying for me. Regardless of the numbers, like I really just wanted to get this win. Like I knew Northern Iowa was a big team to beat, considering and there was a little chip on our shoulder from a couple years ago playing them, and regardless of the numbers, like I could have been playing 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Like I just wanted to contribute and play my role to get the win. Honestly.
What was it to get you out of the court as much as you were?
I think we were kind of just flowing, and I was out there just playing defense to the best of my ability, and then when I had the ball in my hands, I was just trying to make plays and get other people open shots and make other people better. So I think that might have helped.
Rather Hayden or Jason, this is a guy that took a year to play prep school, came in here last year, redshirted, and practiced with you guys. What for you guys? What do you think when you see a guy like him just starting to emerge on this ball club?
It's really great to see, especially just having a really solid point guard coming off the bench that we can trust and who's going to go out there and make plays. It's awesome, and especially knowing he's from Wyoming, so it's huge for him and his family and everything. It's awesome. So.
We see it in practice every day. We know, what he can bring to the table and what he can bring to this team when he comes out on the court. And it's just great things all the time.
Any of you guys going to the football game?
Yeah, I was just about to say
we're all going to the
we're
football
going to the
game. We
football
got to
game,
support
man. This is a
support the
big game.
Pokes.
Let's get this win, right?
Yep.
Predictions?
Oh, we're gonna win it.
Oh,
yeah.
we got to get the
No.
dub, man.
I think we'll win by a touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah. Go get a championship.
Yep. Good luck to them. So.